UBC, brought to you by
Dial star 185 star 85 hash to open an SCD account and apply for Airtel shares.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
A very good evening once again. Thank you for joining us for the 10 o'clock edition of the UBC News Tonight. With me, Wadulo Mark Arnold and Mugalu Muhammad on sign language. So without further ado, let's take a look at tonight's top stories and then get straight into the bulletin. In our headlines tonight, First Lady Janet Museveni hails Chigazi High School for marking 100 years of serving the nation. Premier Nabanja advises Kagadi Chivali leaders on proper PDM implementation. Anteso Minister Obote vows to apprehend fake seed dealers. Walkers for environment cover 120 kilometers from Eregu to Pabo in 2 days. Thank you for joining us. We'll now give you the news in detail. The First Lady, or you would also call her the Minister of Education and Sports, Mrs. Janet Museveni, has praised Chigazi High School in Kagadi District for 100 years of teaching the country's children and building the nation. The First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports met a delegation of old students from Chigazi High School who called on her at State House Nakasero to brief her about preparations to mark the centenary of the school's existence, scheduled, that was today actually, now at the school grounds in Kabale town. The delegation, led by former Prime Minister Dr. Ruhakana Rugunda, also included State Minister for Industry David Bahati, veteran politician and academic professor Mondo Kagonyera, among others. Let's take a look.
The First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports met a delegation of old students from Chigazi High School who called on her at State House Nakasero to brief her about preparations to mark the centenary of the school's existence, scheduled for this Saturday, 30th September, at the school grounds in Kabale town. The delegation, led by former Prime Minister Dr. Ruhakana Rugunda, also included State Minister for Industry David Bahati, veteran politician and academic professor Mondo Kagonyera, Professor Augustus Nwagaba, Chair of the Steering Committee Alfred Kabachu, and former advisor and head of communications at the Office of the Prime Minister Julius Muchunguzi. Others were businessman Bob Kabonero, former Kabale legislator Rona Rita Nisima, Dr. Julian Bajendera, Catherine Wamanya, Pito Deke, Charite Tumawine, and Dr. Peter Ngategezi. The minister thanked the old students for complimenting government efforts and remembering to pay back to their school.
You can continue with your plans, you can do what you can do in your means, and if by God's grace our program can come through at some stage, we can expand on what you have started and make Chigazi High School a better place for the future learners.
She assured them of government's commitment to rehabilitate traditional schools, including Chigazi High School, once funding has been secured. Dr. Rugunda informed the Minister and First Lady that over the past 100 years, since the school was founded in 1922, it has produced alumni who have gone on to contribute to nation building in different fields, including medicine, law, technology, diplomacy, civil service, private sector, and government.
We have done some good work in support of government, because really government has been spearheading everything. And we think that in this century we should have a legacy project, and this legacy project will be putting up a complex hall that will have facilities that are required for better training for our youngsters.
Chigazi High School should be prioritized as part of the one of the traditional schools in the country for innovation. Because what the old students are doing is really to make a little contribution to pay back to the school that helped us, but the bigger part at one stage will be done by government.
Professor Kagonyera said that most of the traditional schools like Chigazi High School were founded by the church on strong Christian values, but these seem to have been abandoned lately.
The discipline, which is a part of what we call soft skills, is but definitely as important as hard skills. And that's why we would like to stress in the new century that Chigazi High School must go back to the old days where discipline matters.
The chairman of the steering committee, Alfred Kabachu, outlined a number of projects that are being undertaken by Chigazi High School old students and which will be either commissioned or launched on Saturday. These include an 80,000 liters solar-powered water system. Others are renovation of dormitories and sanitation facilities, a beautification of the school project, which includes landscaping, flowering and greening, and where over 1,000 species of plants have already been planted at the school, and a fiber internet connection to the school, among others. Baguma William, UBC.
The Prime Minister Robin Anabanja has tasked Kagadi and Chibale district leaders to be at the forefront in mobilizing and sensitizing PDM beneficiaries on proper use of the parish development model and high-value crops. This was at a meeting in regards to PDM and forthcoming Agriculture Expo in Kagadi District. Let's have a look.
Nantam Grace, Assistant Agriculture Officer, Pacha Sub-County.
Premier Robin Anabanja has expressed concern over failure by agriculture extension workers, PDM focal persons, parish chiefs and other technical staff to sensitize and mobilize the locals on parish development model.
Abandi babiri mu muchere bigere bikubajundawo eso kandi tuina fisheries officer district taro abatumwine na wali mu office mucho kyogeno mbidiba tuina babiri akiki mwina babiri akiki mucho kyogenda akegesa abantu abaina ebisarwe bibali hayi.
Nabanja says there is ready market at regional and international level for both crop and animal husbandry products, citing beans, maize, coffee, cattle, goats, among others, urging leaders to ensure they help farmers to embrace commercial farming practices to tap the regional markets.
Nuko tusobole naito kutunda ebintu byaitu umahanga agatweyinguranize na nensi yona biri hamutindo.
The Deputy National Coordinator, Parish Development Model, Jovrin Chomukama Kalisa, tasked commercial officers in Kagadi and Chibale districts to explain how PDM beneficiaries access PDM funds.
You have a focal person, you have a commercial officer, you have the SASIs, LC3 who never work, and hence the parish chiefs also don't work.
She blamed technical officers for not helping beneficiaries. Kagadi legislators Barnabas Tinkasemire, Jennifer Chomohendo and Eric Musana demanded for more health centers, infrastructure and clearance of debts by government to sectional farmers in Kagadi.
For 5 years, bakubanja over 1.5 billion. Bahanu Kagadi, bali stranded, bakalya loni, omubanka, bakusaba government ebasasule, and up to now, chikalemu.
Media has been implored to heighten communication regarding environmental restoration and conservation as a pathway to recruiting allies in the fight against climate change across the country. Now, the lead worker partaking of the 700-kilometer walk for Nile Basin Development Forum, Geoffrey Ayeni, says that With increased life-threatening effects of climate change like global warming, time is ripe for media to reposition itself in agenda setting as regarding to matters of the environment. Now, this is said during an engagement with the media in Gulu City, where the workers will spend a night after covering 120 kilometers of the 700-kilometer trek.
Participants in the ongoing 700-kilometer walk from Elegu to Kampala resumed their journey from Pabo Town Council, where they had spent a night on their way to Gulu City. The Workers for a Better Environment have continued to engage different communities with the aim of collecting views on how best the River Nile, amidst looming encroachment threats, can be conserved. This Saturday, the workers engaged the media in the northern district of Gulu.
We are collecting views. We are collecting issues along the Nile route so that these issues are presented during the main conference, and then a dialogue is held, and then we also want to use this opportunity to source for financing in order to have this some of the intervention and recommendations being financed and being taken up as projects to ensure that the Nile is protected from any kind of pollution, encroachment, and all the issues that may affect the Nile.
So we are looking for strategies that can keep the Nile safe. Meanwhile, the communities along the River Nile keep on surviving on Nile. So therefore, particularly now, we are calling upon the communities to come in, to get themselves involved alongside the government interventions.
It is here that Geoffrey Ayeni, the lead worker, asked the media to set the agenda ahead of the International Nile Basin Development Forum conference.
We are appealing to you to let people know about the environmental challenges, and then also this Nile Basin Development Forum. Let your leaders be part of this, and then follow it up, because the issue of our environment is a collective effort. For us, we are working, but for you, you have the media. That is a big tool that can pass the information. Without you, our work can be in vain.
With about 580 kilometers to go, the team exhibits resilience and determination to conquer and beat the October 16th deadline.
If we can make 120 kilometers in 1.5 days, it means the 580, we can make it. As you know, we are walking along the Nile. Tomorrow, we are walking to Anaka, that is Nile District, and then we will go through the national park up to Karuma, come to Kamdini, that is Oyam, go to Atura, which is near the Nile, and then Aduku, Patch, then Amolatar, then we cross the Nile through Lake Choga to Nakasongola. So from there we are going to follow the Nile up to Kayunga and then up to the source of the Nile. Yeah, we will make it. We'll make it. These are professional workers. They have been in this.
The 6 workers embarked on the now famous 700-kilometer trek from the Uganda-South Sudan border of Elegu to Kampala on Thursday, with the aim of creating awareness about the importance of conserving River Nile. Dorcas Kimono, UBC TV News.
Thank you, Dorcas. Now, Bishop Emeritus of Kotido Diocese, Felipe Giuseppe, has warned people to pay more attention to the environmental conservation issues, as it could lead to further climate change that is dangerous for human health in the future. Bishop Emeritus Philip was speaking at Our Lady of Africa in Busia during the celebration of Laudato Si Center.
Pope Francis recently wrote a letter asking religious leaders to start sensitizing followers about conserving environment to avoid climate change. The Bishop Emeritus of Kotido, Philip Giuseppe, while celebrating Environmental Day, expressed concern that the future is facing disaster if people do not stop destroying the nature.
Creating an environment for our children in future where they can live a good life without being disturbed by cataclysmic events, whatever may disrupt the life of people. Their input is very precious.
This conference was attended by religious leaders, politicians and school children, in which tightening of environmental policy, reforestation, plastic and pollutant restriction were emphasized.
Chaos. We are beginning to experience rains when we are not supposed to experience rains. We are experiencing earthquakes here and there. We are beginning to see landslides, like in our Uganda, in Kapchorwa, things which were not there. And
so I think we need to bring ourselves together to start acting now. We don't need to wait. Otherwise, in the long run, we might even start experiencing what other people are already experiencing, especially in the Middle East.
The mayor, Nakawa Paul Mugambe, said it is time for everyone to come out and do something to save the environment, because many people these days are settling in wetlands, which has caused floods that have killed people, especially in Kampala.
And we need to wake up and do something, because the biggest challenge that is facing humankind today is the climate crisis.
According to religious leaders, teaching in churches about environmental conservation should be at the forefront to change the mindset of people on the importance of nature.
The problem with the plastics, they take long to decompose, so they are destroying our environment. Then the other thing which I see so much, which is common, is the burning of rubbish. People like burning rubbish instead of collecting it, but that smoke goes into the ozone layer, creating this heat. You see, now we're not even sure when we're going to have the rain. It comes, when it comes, it's so strong, or it doesn't come at all.
Last year in Chitintale, we lost 3 young people, young boys, because of flooding. The same year we lost a baby in Mutungo Zone 12 because of flooding.
More than 10,000 people have recently died of floods in Morocco and Libya, which environmentalists say is one of the signs of destroying the environment. Irene Faith Nantongo, Joseph Moyingo, UBC News.
Government has completed the construction of the Buala Lumuli Swamp Bridge, a project that was initiated in response to the public outcry regarding the area's remoteness. Residents are now commending the government for its dedicated effort, as the new bridge has significantly improved the movement of goods and people in this region. This development has enhanced connectivity and accessibility for community, as Ivan Kaur reports.
The completion of the Buala Lumuli Swamp Bridge in Butagaya Sub-County, Jinja District, has put an end to the long-standing challenge of crossing the swamp, as reported following the government's investment of 42.8 million for maintenance.
The bridge was damaged and we had to pay 1,000 for makeshift support crossing from one side to another using small trees.
This maintenance was triggered by the failure of the then existent culvert crossings in the heavy rains of March and April, this very year 2023. So the road was completely cut off. There were no traffic across this point.
Previously, the absence of a well-structured bridge had severely affected surface delivery, leading to the installation of temporary culverts for soft traffic. Now, with the newly improved bridge, vehicles can efficiently transport goods, significantly enhancing accessibility for the residents.
We express our gratitude to the government for constructing this route. We used to face challenges transporting our produce to markets, but now we are now moving efficiently and are extremely happy.
However, concerns persist regarding the bridge vulnerability to heavy rains. Local leaders have reassured the community about the quality of the maintenance work.
In Epo, the bridge is likely to be affected by rains. The current culvert are small, so larger culverts should be erected.
The culverts which were originally there were actually small according to them, because they were only 900 millimeter diameter. But those were replaced with bigger culverts, which are of 1,200 millimeter diameter. We even introduced a relief culvert ahead in case of high volumes of water.
The Manifesto Implementation Monitoring Unit paid a courtesy visit to the maintenance works in the area.
And people use personal sticks. Right now they have culverts well set up, and the people in these villages, 2 villages, are very happy about their things because they are able to do their businesses across the villages, but also the pupils or the students going to the schools, there are schools in both areas, they cross easily, and the air services, they can cross easily to get their services. So service delivery, at least in this place, has really improved, and the government should continue with this commitment to make sure what we are seeing here goes through all over the country.
Meanwhile, residents in Buuma West A are excited about the installation of electricity poles in their area, hoping for smoother operations once they are connected to the grid.
In our area, life has been difficult without electricity. However, seeing the newly erected poles fills us with hope. We shall no longer have to endure long bicycle journeys to Buenge and Budima just to use maize milling machines. Our request to the government is simple: speed up the connection process. Once we have electricity, we can buy our own milling machines and operate them right here in our community.
These commitments highlight the government's dedication to addressing vital needs within the population, aiming to improve their living standards and reduce the cost of doing business. Ivan Kahwa, UBC News in Jinja District.
Water, please. Can I pay with Momo? No. Hey, can I pay with Momo?
Here's our merchant
code. Oh, very good.
7 mega?
20. Can I pay with Momo?
Unfortunately, no.
Baby, let's go.
When paying with MTN Momo comes with more benefits for everyone, it just doesn't make sense not to have it.
Hello, I've come for rent.
Can I pay with Momo?
Yes, you can.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Juko.
Yo.
Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the Parish Development Model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a poultry project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The Parish Development Model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
Uncle, you should see London.
Oh, my boy. This has been 5 years. You should see Uganda.
Yes. Uncle Marcus, this is for my school.
See, soon there will be more than 1 million children learning like this for free.
This is impressive. Do you even have connection out here?
Well, we have 100% 4G countrywide.
Okay.
We even have 5G too.
approximately 700 billion Uganda shillings in tax, making Airtel one of the largest corporate income taxpayers over the last 5 years, helping build a better Uganda.
Today are your son, so our new Uganda.
Thank you, Uganda, for imagining it with us and making us the fastest growing telecom in the country over the past 5 years.
The Women Trade Fair for this year brings you the Black Friday earlier than ever before. Get ready to buy what you need at a 50% discount. Home appliances like fridges, cookers, TVs and so much more. Boda bodas, tukutukus, soap, detergent, cooking oil, sugar, rice and so much more. Don't miss to get what you've been longing for at a discounted price of up to 50% at the Women Trade Fair Black Friday from 3rd to 10th October. Proudly sponsored by Total Energy, Science, Technology and Innovation Secretariat, Stanbic Bank, Uganda Breweries Limited, Tembo Seals, Uganda Bati, Simba Automotives, and Node Group.
Dear customer, why pay for more when you can only pay for what you use? Enjoy the best value on daily voice bundles now charged per second. For example, if you call for 23 seconds using our 25-minute Bona bundles, only 23 seconds of that call will be charged, leaving you with 24 minutes and 37 seconds to talk longer with your loved ones. Dial *100*1# to buy a daily voice bundle today. Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News Tonight, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. Now, in more news, the manager of Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, Winston Agaba, has asserted that the corporation will provide support to the university by offering its employees for participation in PhD programs. Winston Agaba made the remarks at the launch of 2 PhD programs of the university, Eastbat University, and acknowledged the university's growth and its focus on technology and information technology. He emphasized that these programs represent a commitment to the pursuit of knowledge, research, and the development of critical thinkers. Let's have a look at the story.
The Managing Director, Uganda Broadcasting Corporation, Winston Agaba, has witnessed the launch of the 2 PhD programs at Eastbat University.
Human development capital is one of the key ingredients that can give us the step change that we need. And we are going to, one, make sure that we avail the students' time and also resources, because as I did mention, the fees structure is quite manageable, and we can break it down in so many ways, because many workers are entitled to their gratuity, they're entitled to several other facilities. So recommending student loans, these are areas that we are going to emphasize on, because our target is every year we shall be having not less than 1-2 PhD students.
Agaba noted that the world is undergoing a digital transformation, and the PhD in ICT program will produce visionary researchers who can drive innovation and bridge the digital divide.
Because everything is IT powered, and the fields are quite diverse, and we need to look at all the areas, cybersecurity, name it. There's so much that needs to be done. We need to develop our own homegrown solutions. I mean, we're talking about Twitter, we're talking about Instagram, we're talking about all these apps. What is the app that Uganda has? We are churning out PhD students, and this was what we were saying, result-oriented. We need to come up with some of these solutions that will leverage our own security. What happens when the internet is shut down? What happens when somebody buys? You've heard about the opening that we might start paying for WhatsApp. Can you imagine what that will mean? So homegrown solutions for home problems is what we should all be gearing at, and I'm excited that Eastbat is looking at exactly that.
The Undersecretary of Finance and Administration at the Ministry of Education and Sports, Dr. Jen Egao Okou, acknowledged the university's growth and early achievement of a charter, emphasizing its focus on information technology. She emphasized that a PhD program is not just an addition of a degree but a commitment to knowledge pursuit, research and critical thinking development.
Overall, we have not been having so many people go up to that level. Many people stop at a first degree and then they divert and they are able to do something. Others have been able to go to masters, and now we have actually very many people with master's degrees.
The Vice Chancellor, Isbat University, Dr. K.M. Matthew, emphasized the significance of the new PhD programs in advancing education and research in Uganda.
Yes, we are having two programs, that is a PhD in management and PhD in information and communication technology. Now, these are the two fields. Now, so the management is concerned, global economy is growing, and global business is growing. So our students, faculty, research, those who are doing the research and the scholars in PhD, they must go to the research of how the Uganda can grow with the global development.
The introduction of the PhD program is not merely the addition of a degree but a profound commitment to the pursuit of knowledge, the advancement of research. Sudat Kaye and Irene Nantongo.
The First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Mrs. Janet Museveni, has revealed that Kasese District and Rwenzori sub-region deserve an affirmative action to enable the area recover from various problems that the district has grappled with over the years. This was during a message delivered by the Minister of State for Primary Health Care, Margaret Muhanga, during the 5th graduation ceremony of Kagando School of Nursing and Midwifery and Kagando School of Allied Health and Theatre Technology in Chisinga Town Council, Kasese District.
Kabango School of Nursing, Midwifery, Allied Health and Theatre Technology in Chisinga Town Council, Kasese District has graduated about 1,140 students. State Minister for Primary Health Care Margaret Muhanga represented the First Lady Janet Museveni as chief guest at the 5th graduation ceremony, implored the graduates to go out and serve the people with kindness since they will be dealing with vulnerable patients seeking treatment.
The government truly appreciates your efforts, and we urge you to remain vigilant in order to save our people.
This hospital can be given a blood refrigerator because the willingness to host this service was there, but the refrigerator is not available. We want
the one sub-counties which are in the hard to reach and hard to live, the teachers and the health workers there need to be considered for hard to reach allowances if we are to maintain this stand.
Encouraging efforts towards food security and poverty reduction. We thank government for providing us with a tractor to support farmers.
Muhanga extended government sympathies to the families that lost their beloved ones when suspected ADF rebels attacked Mpondwe Rubiriha Secondary School, leaving 44 people dead, including 38 students, and promised that government remains committed to eliminating the allied democratic forces operating in the Democratic Republic of Congo.
As a mother, my heart goes out to these families. This was a heartless act that no rational person would commit, and we strongly condemn such evil deeds.
The district has suffered a number of problems that have not only affected education of the people in the region, but also the socio-economic development of communities.
The government has established a seed secondary school, or rather seed secondary schools in several sub-counties in the Busoga sub-region. This initiative has eliminated the need for students to trek long distances in search of schools. This also boosted student enrollment due to the fulfillment of this commitment under the NRM manifesto. The Iwemba Seed Secondary School, valued at 2 billion shillings, serves as a prime example, attracting a higher number of students to enroll.
Iwemba Sub-County, Busia District, stands as a testament to the government's commitment outlined in the NRM manifesto to boost education infrastructure in all sub-counties of the country. The establishment of the seed school here has transformed the education landscape. Previously, students had to trek for 8 kilometers to Bujiri town for secondary education, but now the school is in their community.
So when the government provided us with this school, I chose it because it is near our home. I can access education easily. And students would drop along the way after 1 term or 2 terms. So the coming of this school has really transformed Iwemba a lot. Currently, we have 826 learners, and before that, we had 80 students.
The school has provided a second chance for girls who faced challenges during the COVID-19 period.
We even have married students. We talk to them and tell them you can still have education, because the best gift that someone can get is an education. So we've been having students who are pregnant, we've been having students who are married, but we still get them out there and they are here. That is the biggest role, mobilization and mindset change for the students and for the parents.
The school is equipped with a fully fledged laboratory and library, enhancing the learning experience for students. This initiative also aims to enroll students from approximately 11 nearby primary schools, promoting inclusivity in education.
Iwemba Seed is a good school because it provides us with quality education. We are able to consult our teachers in everything we need to know.
The government invested 2 billion Ugandan shillings for the construction of this school, emphasizing the commitment to increase children's enrollment in the region.
And we received the trees from the ministry, but because there is no fence, encroachers come, people graze the animals from here.
Yeah, we just want to government to give us an opportunity. We set the system that any other person will find. So we are just requesting that our head teacher is confirmed. As even if government gives us that lady for only 3 years, as a Iwemba community, that is the only request that we want. Let them give us that lady for 3-4 years so that we set a system.
Some are few. In some sectors like agriculture, yeah, they are few. So we find challenges because you want to access, but here's a load. Yeah, so that's the only challenge that.
Meanwhile, in Buanda-Bugomba Parish, Nawampiti Sub-County, Luka District, a 2.9 billion Nawampiti Secondary School is being constructed to accommodate over 600 learners.
We have got an administration block here with the staff room. We have got a 2 classroom block, which may host senior 1 and 2, another 2 classroom block, senior 3 and 4, and another 2 classroom block, which is 5 and 6. We have got a well-built science lab. It has got 2 components. One may be for chemistry, another one will be for biology or physics. And then we have got a library and a computer science lab. We have got a multi-purpose hall. We have got 3 double houses for classroom for teachers. So we are lucky that we shall have 6 resident teachers on compound. And we have a playground behind that hill. That's where the playground is going to be, and that will cater for the co-curricular activities.
This initiative aligns with the government's policy of establishing a government secondary school in every sub-county, ensuring widespread access to quality education and transforming the educational landscape in Busoga sub-region and beyond. Ivan Kahwa compiled this report.
In a bid to address challenges in oilseed production and boost local economies, a significant project is underway in parts of central Uganda, spearheaded by the government and implemented by the Ministry of Agriculture and the Ministry of Local Government. The project focuses on enhancing both the oilseed value chain and the community access roads. Details in this report.
A key figure in the National Oilseeds Project, Engineer Msinguzi George Tinda, highlighted the critical link between boosting oilseeds production and improving the infrastructure that connects farmers to markets and processing facilities. The project specifically targets simsim, soya bean, and sunflower crops.
Most of the roads that were selected are impassable. So you find you have to
walk all through. And yeah, there are some areas like in Karamoja where the security was not so good, that you have to be escorted by the soldiers.
The innovative design features, such as reinforced case caravans, aim to make the drainage structures resilient against heavy vehicle use, ensuring longevity for up to 20 years or more.
So, component 2 is about improving connectivity from the production area, that is the lowest farmer, at a village level where it is, and how it is conveyed through a road network to the market and processing facilities.
The project anticipates several benefits, including improved mobility of oilseed crops from production areas to markets.
Those are the sub-county small roads. We're improving them to standard Class 3 roads. Class 3 roads are what we call district feeder road status. And we are going to work on these roads, including opening, shaping, grading, and then emphasis put on drainage structures.
Karungi Lydia, a social and community specialist, NOSP, thanked the district local governments for support.
So they have been involved from the time of design up to participation, where communities are giving us access to work on these roads. First of all, we are encroaching on community land, and the community is giving us access to work on the roads, even if we are accessing part of their land to construct these roads. Their contribution, we're not compensating them with any money. Their contribution is part of that small land that we are taking over to expand.
To ensure the sustainability of these upgraded roads, the project employs a community-centric approach. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Now, in a bid, Chitante Hill Secondary welcomed parents and guardians for an enlightening session on the innovative strides being made in education. Head teacher Elizabeth Wan emphasized the importance of unity, urging parents to move hand in hand with the school as they embark on a journey into the new curriculum.
Various projects and activities crafted by the students across different subjects.
Curriculum does not depend so much on the teachers, but more like the students' work. The student is required to go and make research and work in groups with fellows. So this is more innovative and creative for the student.
I've seen the new curriculum. It's a very interesting new way of learning because it has taught us many different things. As you can see here, we have learned new things, new skills, and these skills can help us in many different ways.
Elizabeth highlighted the dynamic nature of the new curriculum, describing it as not only interesting but also competent, instilling trust in students and preparing them for the 21st century job market.
These projects at the end of the child's cycle, they are expected to be possibly assessed by UNEB, because we are aware that UNEB will give 80%. So we have assessment for the learners, where we have internal assessments after every topic. Then we have the assessments of the learner, where we shall have UNEB assessors. And then we shall also have, of course, the projects included.
The transformative nature of the curriculum encourages collaboration, communication, critical thinking, and problem solving, crucial attributes for addressing the challenges faced by Uganda and Africa at large.
We appreciate government for giving us the textbooks. Thank you, government. We received textbooks. For Senior 3, we received textbooks. But some optional subjects have not yet got the textbooks, like FN, Kiswahili, Fine Arts. Those are subjects that may not have got all the textbooks, but we have received the textbooks. Government has trained the teachers. But possibly for these traditional schools that have existed for long, that have had their laboratories age, government could come out and support.
Acknowledging the evolving landscape of the 21st century, emphasis on the curriculum's role in equipping students with the necessary skills and knowledge was stressed.
We have invited the parents so that they can move together. They can move together with us as a team, as we learn, as we master, as we teach the children the new curriculum.
The financial burden on students in acquiring materials and the need for improved infrastructure, especially in terms of furniture, were noted as significant concerns. The need for government support in upgrading infrastructure, including ICT labs, was also stressed. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
The Uganda Federation of Mao Gyumgo's community credit cooperatives is making significant strides in championing economic empowerment within the rural communities of Mpigi and Mityana districts. The initiative's outstanding performance is paving the way for a sustainable and digitized Mao Gyumgo's model in Uganda.
With funding from the Mao Gyumgo's Community Korean Federation of Community Credit Cooperatives, Uganda Federation of Mao Gyumgo Community Credit Cooperatives, delegates have unanimously passed several resolutions aimed at further strengthening the cooperative's impact. These resolutions include the permanent registration of Uganda Federation of Mao Gyumgo Community Credit Cooperatives, the construction of a headquarters using a Korean Federation of Credit Cooperatives grant, and the organization of leadership training programs, among other initiatives. These resolutions are slated for implementation in the upcoming financial year 2023-2024.
I would appeal to members who have not yet, to the family members who have not yet become members to FCC, to work hard to fulfill the requirements required for registering to be a member to FCC, because through FCC we can have a common voice as members.
Andrew Chepa, Chief Executive Officer of Uganda Federation of Mao Gyumgo Community Credit Cooperatives, expressed his optimism regarding the short-term achievements of Uganda Federation of Mao Gyumgo Community Credit Cooperatives accomplished. Notable milestones include a substantial increase in membership and successful digitalization of Mao Gyumgos, resulting in savings of over 1.2 billion shillings, marking a significant achievement for the Ugandan Federation of Community Credit Cooperatives.
Achievements that we have achieved mean that our sector is growing. It means that members have learned the financial discipline. People are saving more. People are learning to take loans and repay back. It also means that people are cooperators.
Minister of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives representative Tony Chibalama, in a recent an independent audit report, lauded Uganda Federation of Mao Gyumgo Community Credit Cooperatives professional record-keeping practices and encouraged members to uphold the company's impeccable image.
I will encourage members to buy more shares, and so that they can fully take up the ownership of this cooperative. And to the leaders, I want you to keep members trained all the time. Training is a key pillar in cooperative growth.
Field Manager Soyoung Choyol shared insights into the strengthening capacity for youth agro-business development in Uganda program. Under this initiative, the youth within Uganda Federation of Mao Gyumgo's Community Credit Cooperatives will receive empowerment to enhance the production of agro-based enterprises, contributing to economic growth and sustainability.
Number 2 is training them in agriculture, entrepreneurship, and finance. And number 3 is giving out the loan for those who are prepared already for their own enterprises.
The Uganda Federation of Mao Gyumgo's Community Credit Cooperatives, as the apex body of Mao Gyumgos in Uganda, is strategizing for increased business, focusing on institutional growth, sustainability, and enhancing membership benefits. This commitment reinforces Uganda Federation of Mao Gyumgo's Community Credit Cooperatives' role as a game changer, leading the transformation of rural community economic empowerment in Uganda. Sudat Kaye and Robert Waita, UBC News.
Now, despite numerous setbacks, Ugandan cooperators are steadily regaining momentum to becoming amongst the key contributors to Uganda's economic growth. Pertinent issues were discussed at two concurrent events, one focusing on the revival of a cooperative bank and the other focusing on the alliance's performance for the financial year ended 30th of June 2023. Details in this report. Uganda Cooperative Alliance has held its 55th annual general meeting, recording growth in their financial statements for the fiscal year ended June 30th, 2023, compared to the previous fiscal year.
The cooperative movement should be the dominant sector in the private sector. At one time it was. And it behooves UCA to raise the status of this cooperative movement to take a lion's share in the private sector.
According to an independently audited report, Uganda Cooperative Alliance's total liabilities and equity have dropped from 12,323,525,699 shillings in 2022 to 10,876,844,756 shillings, while their net surplus after tax was recorded at 514,816,758 shillings, down from 321,162,018 shillings. The Alliance is still settling cases of mismanagement of its assets under the previous General Secretary, and this has heavily stalled the body's investment activities as court mediates ways forward.
Former General Secretary, according to the meeting you had, sold a lot of their land. They have decided to take him to hard court. When they take him to hard court, that is the decision of the cooperators. Because they can sue, they can also be sued. So they have taken a decision to sue and recover their properties.
Moves to reinstate the Cooperative Bank are also high in gear. All stakeholders are participating closely to ensure that the institution takes off with a strong foundation, considering all the factors that made it lapse in May of 1999.
So even as we try to look for the National Cooperative Bank to address the cooperators, we need to understand the context, because it will not create its own context. It will also find itself encumbered by those same constraints, like most people do not have collateral that is acceptable.
We are not saying that the banks are not there. The banks are there. We have over 27, I think, banks. We have MDIs. We have credit institutions. We have other MFIs. We have circles. We have, name them. But the challenge is, are these banks giving affordable finance?
As of June 30th, 2023, Uganda Cooperative Alliance has 43,992 registered cooperatives signed up as members. Despite facing numerous setbacks and challenges, the Alliance is steadily regaining its momentum as a vital contributor to Uganda's economic growth. Wadulo Makanold, UBC News in Bugolobi.
Water, please. Can I pay with Momo?
No.
Hey, can I pay with Momo?
Here's our merchant.
Oh, very good.
7 mega?
20. Can I pay with Momo?
Unfortunately, no.
Baby, let's go.
When paying with MTN Momo comes with more benefits for everyone, it just doesn't make sense not to have it.
Hello, I've come for rent.
Can I pay with Momo?
Yes, you can.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News Tonight. Poverty and hopelessness continue to bite hard among the islanders of Busia, Kachanga, Zinga and Chitufu in Wakiso District. The community here mostly depend on exploitation of the fisheries resource for survival. The chairperson LC3 Busia Sub-County Mukalazi Charles has called for increase of increased vigilance in savings and investment in viable ventures. Mukalazi was commissioning Busia Circle, which will help develop farming and fishing activities among the islanders.
Communities around Busia, Kachanga, Zinga and Chitufu are predominantly fisher folk, whose livelihoods are surrounded by abundant natural resources flourishing in Lake Victoria. This majorly is because they have lacked the necessary finances and skills to exploit the natural resources sustainably for development. Commissioning of Busia Circle has come in handy to avail the communities with capital for development.
There has been some non-formal institutions or circles within our area of jurisdiction, whereby the people have been engaged in saving their money. But due to the fact that there is no safety, there is no guarantee for safety upon their money, upon their savings, the money has been ending up being embezzled. The boxes have been broken down and the money has been stolen. For this major reason of the coming of the circle, Busia Circle, is going to help our people who have been facing challenges of fraud, embezzlement of money, to keep their money in the bank.
The proprietor and founder, Busia Circle, Evangelist Drake Kanabo, says the island communities will develop when the people work together, access loans and save their profits.
To the Busia community, I just want to call every one of us to be united to see the future. Because always the people blame the government. Government should give us this and that. But the government is only one which can serve over 50 million people. It is impossible. But for us, if we come together, we can make a transformation for our community.
Beneficiaries hailed Evangelist Drake Kanabo for his generous contribution towards the community. Here on Osani Day Village, the evangelist has constructed a health center and put up an orphanage school. Sudat Kaye and Henry Moganga, UBC News.
I thank those people who
Uganda and Algerian business community have committed to strengthen their trade and business ties. This was at the inaugural Uganda-Algeria Business Forum in Kampala, attended by 59 Algerian companies, as these details share with us.
It is imperative to advance economic and commercial interests between Uganda and Algeria, argues John Mulimba, the State Minister for Foreign Affairs. Mulimba made the remarks at the ongoing Uganda-Algeria Business Summit in Kampala.
Preferential market access, opportunities in selected sectors, as alternative regimes for chosen products would go a long way to bolstering business and trade between our two sister countries. As mentioned earlier, Algeria agreed to grant Uganda powdered milk tax-free access to its market of an estimate of $500 million over a period of time, as long as the requisite sanitary and health conditions for doing so are met.
This visit and forum constitute a fact-finding mission on the trade disparities between the two countries.
Last night we had a meeting with the president until 11. We told him we are going to meet Algerians and we're making a commitment as ministries of trade and agriculture that whatever we agree on as private sector, it should be done. If it is not done for us as per se, we move on because we have no time to waste. The private sector know how we operate. So number 3 outcome is that we can be very intentional, very deliberate on studying the tastes and preferences of our brothers and ensure that we know what to supply them.
Concerns are raised on why Algerian manufactured products that are found on the Ugandan shelves go through Dubai.
So if the logistics Odrek was talking about are streamlined, we will not be buying each other's products through intermediary markets. There will be direct trade. So, but we are not only saying we stop at that trade balance of payment. Come and be part of the ecosystem. Produce, package, and sell.
To the Algerian delegation, this development demonstrates the strong will of the heads of states of Uganda and Algeria to further enhance their relationship in the commercial and trade fields.
The state visit of His Excellency Yoweri Museveni to Algeria in last March and the critical decision made on this occasion at the highest political level gave a new and a strong impetus to the economic cooperation by laying the legal foundation for the development of various sectors, especially trade, agriculture, energy, tourism, and higher education.
The main export from Uganda to Algeria is coffee, and just like Uganda, Algeria advocates for the value addition to its raw materials and diversification of its economy and its earnings. Charlotte Amuge and Dennis Igoa for UBC News.
Well, every good thing ends hot, and that brings us to the end of our UBC News tonight. Thank you for being a lovely audience. My name is Wadulo Markanold and Mugalo Muhammad on Sign Language. See you tomorrow.
Honorable Tezira Jamwa, with deep sorrow, announces the sudden death of her granddaughter Tezira Cheng Jamwa, which occurred on Friday, 29 September 2023. Burial will take place at Taujok, Nagongera Town Council, Toro District, starting at 10 a.m. Informed are Honorable Chris Bariomonsi, Minister of ICT, Chairperson UBC Board, Board members and management, Honorable both Minister of State for Defense, Members of Parliament from Toro District, Kwara Dola and his cabinet, Onet and 40 members, relatives, friends and in-laws.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
So, you are ready to invest in Airtel's initial public offering? Good choice. I'm going to show you how to do it straight from your phone. First, you're going to want to make sure you have a Securities Central Depository SCD account. Dial *185*85# from your Airtel number. Choose Airtel IPO purchase from the available options. Enter your valid national identification number when prompted. Before you purchase, there are a few things you need to know. The minimum purchase is 2,500 shares. The share price is 100 Uganda shillings. Select the number of shares you wish to purchase. Choose your relevant broker for the purchase. Enter your Airtel Money PIN to confirm the transaction. Congratulations! You receive a confirmation message of your successful purchase.
Execution, them figure Washington, you are rule over them now. They to the competitor to the blue band. We introduce girls to the good life. Boy, a boy, big man, a big man. That's why we no party. Anya ina kujampa juneka stand tuka machinde. Banange tukuze. Life esinga kone kimbo wekanga esano say. Anyway, wetemune chintu chobutayagaliza. Wekerencha kola chokola non-stop. Abaleko baleka baseka gwetoloba. Godaye nchai tewe makulai. Hembwe kambwe zimai. Kezina kusanga ngo wala pai. Kampala tupanga ne tubati sana yesi changu kufuna sebo gwebo.